Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On to this video, I would like to discuss multiple cryptocurrencies, and as well, I would like to see what cryptocurrencies you would like me to discuss of your own choice. So that is for sure something I want to discuss today. And as well, I would like to say it's been a while since I did my very last live stream, so thank you very much for tuning in once again, and I really hope you enjoyed the content. And if you do enjoy the content, do not forget to give me a big thumbs up down below. It will be actually highly appreciated, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. So just one quick second before I get started, because I would like to test if you could hear me correctly. So 1 second, please. And yeah, I can see that everything's working all right, so I would like to get started right away. And of course, most importantly, if you do not yet follow me on Twitter, do not forget to do so. It will be actually highly appreciated, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. So thank you very much for that so far. Let's get started on what we are currently seeing on the chart. So what I think is actually quite important is that we are right now seeing mana for the 1 hourly chart. What I think is good to know is that we are actually seeing this falling wedge pattern. So this is something I think is quite interesting on the 1 hourly time frame, especially because we have already seen multiple touch points on top of this descending support, but as well we have already seen multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. So this is a confirmed falling wedge pattern on the 1 hourly time frame, but I would like to discuss this pattern later on during this video, due to the fact that I would like to get started by actually looking at the descending resistance. As well, I'm going to check out the comment section, and I can see that Earn with Lee joined this live stream, so thank you very much for doing so. And if you do have any questions about the cryptocurrency of your own choice, do not forget to ask that in the comments, because I would highly appreciate that, to watch what you are or what you would like me to discuss. What I think is quite important is that we are actually seeing, well, multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. I think that is actually quite important, and we have seen actually a breakout occur above the descending resistance. Unfortunately, right now, if we zoom in a bit closer, we are once more trading underneath the descending resistance, and this is actually something that does concern me, because this could actually show us that we could see further decline in price action. That is for sure something that might occur during the upcoming hours, but this is the reason why I would like to discuss the price action of mana right away, because it's also possible that we are going to see actually an increase in price action, breaking out above this descending resistance of the falling wedge pattern, and heading all the way towards it towards the beginning of this pattern at approximately $3.38. So that are the possibilities. But let's get started by looking at a few options, and for sure what I would like to discuss right away is actually levels of support and resistance that are quite important so far. So for sure we are trading underneath this descending resistance, so this is a level that we would like to break out above. Otherwise, it is highly likely that we're going to see further decline taking place. As well, if we head towards the EMA ribbon on the 1 hourly time frame, what you can see is that we are breaking down below the EMA ribbon. It's not supporting the trend anymore, and therefore if we would like now to see an increase, we would have to break out as well above the EMA ribbon. So that is for sure very important. Also, on the 4 hourly time frame, what you can see is that the EMA ribbon is actually perfectly aligned together with this descending resistance, as you can see. So therefore this is a major level of resistance above us, and a level that we must break out above, otherwise we could see further decline, as I said previously, taking place. So that is for sure a few things that I wanted to let you know right away. So if we take those into consideration, it is quite unlikely that we are going to see a breakout occur right now above this descending resistance on the 1 hourly time frame. But let's take a quick look as well at the moving averages. The thin green line is the 50-day moving average, the yellow one is the 100-day moving average, and the red line is the 200-day moving average. What I think is interesting is that once we saw this increase in price action taking place, we got exactly rejected underneath the 200-day moving average, and right now we are seeing a decline. So this is showing us that the 200-day moving average is still serving as a major level of resistance above us. As well, I'm going to look at the comment section, because I see that there are a few comments being placed. and those are by Edisona Bitcoin Slim. So thank you very much for watching this live stream, and let's take a quick look at what you said in the comment section. Check out the Bitcoin RSI on the weekly, bro. We are making lower lows. We are already under 42. Yeah, I will check out Bitcoin later on during this video as well. If Bitcoin loses 40k, it's a wrap. Yeah, and of course the last one is I'm going to pick up a cheap mana under $2, and I do actually agree that we are going to see a further decline taking place, and that is for sure something I wanted to discuss. What else is actually quite important is that I did see right here the Fibonacci is wrongly placed. That is something I already thought, because I wanted to select it from swing high towards swing from swing low towards swing high. I'm sorry for that, and now right now it's correctly placed, so that is for sure important to me, and I will be locking this down so we can't remove it. So important is that we are as well trading underneath this Fibonacci level as well. We are trading underneath the EMA ribbon, so therefore this is a major level of resistance where we are currently trading on mana, and therefore actually seeing a further decline is high likely to occur. Well, what is the next level underneath us that could serve as a level of support? Well, for sure that is the $2.93, and the reason why is because we have seen as well resistance underneath priorly, and as well if we head even further back, you can see that we found support on top of this range. So if we head back down, this could be a level where we might find a stronghold on top, so that is for sure absolutely important. And this being said, I would like actually to take immediately a look at the RSI and the MACD on both the 1 hourly, 4 hourly and daily time frame. And what you can see is that as if I enable the MACD on the 4 hourly time frame, we are clearly seeing a decline in momentum towards the upside. We are heading towards a crossover on the 4 hourly time frame, and therefore it is high likely that we are going to see an even further decline in price action, heading towards the $2.93, and perhaps finding a stronghold at that point in time. Otherwise, if we do break down actually below this range on the chart, it is likely that we are going to see even further decline during the upcoming days. And what you are seeing right here is that the Fibonacci is telling us that the next level underneath us below the $2.93 would actually be the $2.29, and I personally think that if we do see a decline of mana all the way towards the $2.29, it will be for sure a perfect buying opportunity, and therefore I'm actually myself ready to purchase mana at these cheap prices. If we head towards the 1 hourly time frame, what you can see on the MACD is that we are actually not seeing anything out of the ordinary, and we did already experience momentum towards the downside. Therefore, it is likely that we are going to see perhaps a decline of the momentum taking place, and once more momentum towards the upside occur. But we could as well see even further decline during the upcoming hours. So this is something you would like to monitor actually very closely. Otherwise, it could go either way, especially because we are as well seeing a crossover almost occur on the 4 hourly time frame, and if this does occur, it is highly likely that we are going to see further decline in price action. Well, taking a look at the comments once more, what I'm seeing here is that I'm gonna pick up yes, I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. For sure, thanks for the good work. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I'm also started a German crypto channel, Crypto Investments Group. Well, that is absolutely good for all people who are actually German speaking. Do not forget to look at this new channel from this guy, because of course the crypto community has to support each other, and I'm really pumped to be here. So for all people who are actually joining this live stream right now and do not know this channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. It will be actually highly appreciated, and as well those thumbs up will be even greater to see those. So thank you very much. And this being said, let's discuss the RSI. So very important to me, the RSI on the 4 hourly time frame. We are not seeing anything out of the ordinary, but what I think is important to know is that we are actually trading at the 50 range, or right underneath the 50 range. Therefore, if we are right now going to see a further decline in price action, we still have plenty of space to see this occur, and it's showing us that clearly if we right now see a movement towards the $2.93, we could expect even more momentum towards the downside. So that is for sure very important. And if we right now, perhaps instead of seeing a further decline, hold strong on the 1 hourly time frame on top of this descending support of the falling wedge pattern. I'm going to zoom in a bit for all of you. So if we do actually hold strong on top of this descending support where we have found multiple touch points on top, we could perhaps see a breakout taking place above this pattern on the 1 hourly time frame. But for sure, this is something you have to monitor very closely, because this could be going either way. And as I said previously, we are seeing multiple levels of resistance above us. Therefore, it is quite unlikely that we are going to see that major momentum taking place, or enough momentum. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. It's unlikely that we're going to see enough momentum to actually be able to break out above the 0.786 Fibonacci level, and as well the 0.618 Fibonacci level that we would like to break out above to see even further continuation towards the upside. So therefore, I personally think that it is more likely that we are going to see further decline. So that is for sure absolutely good to know. What else are we seeing right here on the 1 hourly RSI? Well, as well, nothing out of the ordinary. We are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergences, so that does actually look very good. And we are as well trading right underneath the 50 range, meaning that if we do right now see a further decline in price action, we still have plenty of space to do so before expecting a reversal in price action taking place, and as well an increase occur once more. And also very important to know is that if we do right now see a further increase, we still have as well plenty of space before breaking out the dotted line on the upper part. But as I said, I think this is more unlikely to occur. So this was actually what I wanted to discuss today during this live stream about Mana. I really hope you enjoyed this part of the live stream so far. And as well, if you are interested in other cryptocurrencies and you would like me to discuss those during this live stream, do not forget to place those in the description down below, because I would most likely take a look at those as well, and well, just analyze what the current market price is and what the possibilities are during the upcoming hours and days. This being said, I would like to take a look at the comment section, and what we're seeing is, what about Internet Computer? Well, Internet Computer for sure, for Gustavo Barbosa. We will take a look at Internet Computer. I think that's quite interesting. And bro, thumbs up. Well, thank you very much. To buy in the bear market, BTC, ETH, XRP, Mana, VET, MATIC. So I think those are all great crypto purchases. So I must say, you're not wrong, man. That's a great opportunity to buy those. So before heading further to the next crypto, I would actually like to say that if you are right now not yet invested in crypto and you would like to do so, do not forget that you can earn up to 4,100 USD Tether by using the link down below. So do not forget to do so, and you will be also supporting this channel. So that is of course absolutely important to me. Thank you very much, guys, and let's head further to take a quick look. And all in favor to discuss Internet Computer before discussing BTC, please tell me now in the description. Otherwise, I will be starting off by looking at Internet Computer right now. Well, for sure, Internet Computer, as I said during my previous videos, could perhaps hold strong on top of the $27.61 range. Why is this actually quite important? Is because during my previous Internet Computer video, I actually already told you why this is such an important level of support. The reason why is because if we actually enable the moving average on the 4 hourly time frame, and as well we take, oh, sorry for that, and let's take a quick look. You have to select the 200-day moving average, so that is for sure important. But if you can see that we are actually exactly retesting the 200-day moving average with this wick of the candle. So this is for sure something I already said during my videos, that this was highly likely to occur, that we were going to see a retest on top of the 200-day moving average and expect momentum towards the upside afterwards. So that is for sure something I think is absolutely interesting right now. What else is actually good to know is that we are once more retesting this ascending support, or this ascending curve trend line as a level of support. So we have already seen multiple touch points on top of this trend line. So right now this is a confirmed trend line, and what we would like to see is actually once more support being found on top of this range to see further continuation towards the upside. So that is for sure absolutely important. What else is good to know is that if we select the swing high to swing low towards swing high fixed range volume profile, you will be able to see that the most amount of volume in the immediate short term was actually traded at this range at $27.61. Therefore, it was highly likely that we are going to see support being found on top of this area. And lastly, the EMA ribbon is of course as well serving as a support range. Therefore, it is a major stronghold of support, and something I already said priorly to today's live stream. And for sure, what I'm personally expecting to see right now is further increase in price action. But let's take a quick look as well at other indicators to see if this is a correct guess. By enabling the MACD on the 4-hourly time frame, I can clearly see that we already experience momentum towards the downside. What I think is good to know is that we are clearly as well seeing a decline in momentum taking place due to the fact that we are actually seeing a difference in color, and we are seeing that the red is becoming less dark. So this is clearly showing us that we are losing momentum strength towards the downside, and that we could expect an increase in price action, and as well a further decline in momentum, and eventually a crossover occur and momentum towards the upside getting started. Exactly what we would like to see further continuation on internet computer during the upcoming week. If we head towards the 1-hourly time frame, what I think is actually important to know is that we already experienced momentum towards the upside. So that is for sure something that could concern me right now, but I personally think that it does actually still look very good due to the fact that we could expect actually continuation of momentum towards the upside after a small cooling down period if we hold strong on top of the 0.236 at $29.99. So for sure, this is absolutely important to me to hold strong on top of the 0.236 range and see further continuation towards the upside afterwards. If we do break down below this level, it is for sure inevitable that we are going to see further continuation towards the downside. So right now, what we are actually monitoring very closely is the $29.99 range to see if we are going to experience more momentum towards the upside. So that is absolutely important. And lastly, the daily time frame is as well seeing a decline in momentum towards the upside, but what I think is important is that it does look very good so far due to the fact that I do expect even more momentum towards the upside taking place if the crossover occurs on the 4-hourly time frame. So that is something that you would like to monitor closely, because otherwise, if we do see further decline below the $27.61, I must admit that it is highly likely that we are going to head once more towards the $21 range. So this is something that you absolutely would like to monitor closely, because it's highly likely to occur during the upcoming hours and days. So yeah, right now this is crucial price action for the internet computer, and especially if we do not hold strong on top of the $29.99, further decline towards the $21 is highly likely to occur. Well, right away I would like to enable the RSI, and what you can see on the RSI is that we are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergence. As well, we could say actually this is a minor bullish divergence. You could count this as a minor bullish divergence due to the fact that we are seeing a minor higher low getting created, and at the exact same point in time we are clearly seeing a lower low on the RSI. So this could be a bullish divergence, but what I can see as well on the chart is that we already experienced momentum towards the upside ever since this point in time. So I would say that this bullish divergence does not actually count anymore. So this is just showing us that we are actually trading approximately at the 50 range, and if we would like to see further continuation towards the upside, we still have plenty of space to do so. So this is actually giving me quite a confidence that if we eventually experience a crossover on the 4-hourly time frame on the MACD, it is highly likely that we are going to see that increase breaking out above the dotted line. Otherwise, if we do not experience a increase in price action and we break down below the $27.61, we will eventually head towards the $21.20 in a matter of, well, perhaps days or hours. So this is important to notice, that this level has to hold strong, otherwise further decline is inevitable. On the 1 hourly time frame, we are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergence. It does actually look very good to me, and I personally think that it is actually looking healthy because we are as well trading above the moving average, and therefore we could actually see more momentum and continuation towards the upside taking place within the upcoming hours. So this is actually looking very good to me. What are the price targets? Well, what I think is for sure important to see is that we would like to create once more a higher low, because otherwise, if we do not create once more a higher low, it would be quite devastating for the price action of Internet Computer, due to the fact that we could expect a reversal taking place if this occurs. So right now you can clearly see that we have been creating higher lows, and if we would like to see further continuation, creating a higher high and a higher low would be eventually the best case scenario. So if we would like to see right now Internet Computer continue to increase in price action, what is important is to break out above the 0.382 golden pocket entry at $35.43, eventually find support on top of this range and see further continuation and movement afterwards. Otherwise, if we are breaking below the $29, heading towards the $21 range will be actually quite likely to occur. So this was my analysis on Internet Computer. I really hope you enjoyed it so far. If you did, do not forget to give me a thumbs up, and as well leave a comment down below if you actually agree with what I told you right now. And as well, if you haven't seen the previous videos, what I think is important to know is that if we head towards a daily time frame and we select a swing high towards swing low fixed range volume profile, you will be able to see that at $42.02, where I placed this thin red line, we will be seeing and experiencing major resistance. So therefore, if we do right now see increase in price action heading towards the $42, it is highly likely that we won't be able to break out above it, and that we will see actually a decline in price action once we reach this area. I'm sorry guys, my throat is a little bit itchy. Well, at least I discussed Internet Computer as well, and right now I actually would like to get started on what we are seeing on Bitcoin. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could give me a big thumbs up, and even more important, follow me on Twitter. Down below in the description you will be able to find my link towards Twitter underneath social and info. So it is actually very interesting because you will be kept up to date about all upcoming videos and live streams, but as well I will be giving updates about the current market structure if I'm not available to make a video or anything else. So let's get started on Bitcoin. I think it will be actually quite interesting to discuss Bitcoin right now, especially because lots of people are actually experiencing major, well, fear, and I think the majority of the market thinks that we are heading towards a bear market, or that it could perhaps start to decline even further towards the 30k range. Well, I've heard a lot, and I'm actually going to discuss this falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame, and why I personally think that if we do hold strong on top of this descending resistance support, if we hold strong on top of this descending support, we will be able to actually see a major increase in price action afterwards. So that is something I want to discuss during this video, and also a few key levels of support and resistance that are absolutely important to me. But before doing so, I would like to head towards CryptoQuant and discuss the SOPR. So right now, this is the SOPR. It is the adjusted SOPR. So this actually says that we are seeing here the long-term and the short-term holders SOPR. SOPR stands for spent output profit ratio, and it's actually showing us that for each dollar that someone invested in cryptocurrencies, especially in Bitcoin right now, and for this case, it's Bitcoin. So for every dollar someone invested in Bitcoin, we can clearly see what their returns are. So this is the $1 line, right in the middle. You are seeing a horizontal line at approximately 40K, and that is the one. So once the line, purple line, is actually far above the one area, we are seeing that the majority of the holders are experiencing profits on their Bitcoin. So for each dollar that they invested, they are getting a $1.23 return, or perhaps even higher, $1.29 return. Right now, it's actually the opposite taking place. For each dollar people invested in Bitcoin, they're actually seeing their value of 0.97 cents, meaning the majority of the people are right now not anymore in profit. So this is for sure important. Well, what else are we seeing? So if we look at the price actions from the past couple of months, for the people who are not familiar with the SOPR, the gray line is actually the price action of Bitcoin, and what you're seeing is exactly the same as what we're seeing right here on the chart. If we zoom out a bit further, you can see clearly that priorly we saw as well something very similar occur. I will be placing these horizontal levels of resistance to show you, but what I think is important is that we place them as yellow horizontal levels of resistance, so you could see my personal theory. So the yellow lines are the ones that you have to focus on right now. So clearly previously we saw this, and we are right now right here. Oh, perfect. I will just change this color. Sorry guys for the inconvenience. And what you're seeing, well, for sure, I think this is absolutely nuts, and that lots of people are right now quite, I'm not sure how to say it, too fearful if you ask me personally, because I think the market structure is still looking very good to me so far. What is good to know is that if we look at the prior market structure during the past couple of months, especially at the beginning of 2021, we did saw this increase in price action. Afterwards, we did see this, well, I would like to say head and shoulders pattern, where we saw a distribution actually taking place. We saw this decline in price action, and we found support on top of this yellow line, where we previously found support on top as well. So that is for sure something that I think is absolutely interesting, because afterwards we did see this run up once more, creating a new all-time high on Bitcoin. So that is actually something important. What else is important to me is that you can see something very similar. So this period in time does actually look very similar to what we are seeing right here. So we are once more finding support on top a major level of resistance after we broke out above it. So we did see a breakout occur, and we found support on top of the range. So this is actually quite similar to what we saw previously right here occur at the beginning of January 2021, because we actually experienced a breakout occur above the $29,000 level, and afterwards we went straight back down and found support on top. So this is actually a very similar price action once more that we are seeing. And what is very important, well, we went even further up afterwards. That is exactly what we saw as well right here. We went all the way towards a new all-time high. At this point in time, we also created a new all-time high after this touch point on top of the previous resistance range, and that is exactly what we saw here as well. And right now we are retesting this area. So we are retesting the 40,000, and once we retested the $29,500 right here, you could clearly see that that is the point in time when we experienced a reversal. We went all the way towards a new all-time high. So that is important to me, because we're seeing similar market structure taking place. We are seeing exactly the same as we saw previously, and right now we are seeing once more a retest on top of previous resistance, where we found support on top. So right now at 40,000 $719, we are finding support once more. And the very last time that we saw this market structure, we saw clearly an increase taking place heading towards a new all-time high. Exactly this is what I'm trying to say, is that we are looking at the similar market structure, and therefore we could expect right now major movement towards the upside. As well, as I was saying, on the SOPR, the majority of the people are right now not owning Bitcoin with a profit. So therefore, if you are right now actually doubting, should I buy Bitcoin or shouldn't I buy Bitcoin, I personally would like to give you just one simple answer, and that is, of course you should buy Bitcoin right now. Of course you should buy cryptocurrencies, because we are seeing a further decline. Perhaps we are going to experience even more decline with the majority of the altcoins. Even Bitcoin could decline even further. But what is important to me is that we are for sure at very cheap prices, and therefore purchasing Bitcoin right now is actually a very smart idea. As we saw priorly, once we see the SOPR break down below the 1 range, it is most of the times a great point in time to accumulate Bitcoin. That is exactly what we saw here, because once we broke down below the 1 range on the SOPR right here in between the 18th of June all the way towards the 13th of July, we as well saw the price action of Bitcoin trade in between the $31,000 and the $29,000. So that is for sure important, because right here, once the prices were so cheap, the majority of the market were holding Bitcoin with losses. It was a perfect buying opportunity. Afterwards, we saw this incredible increase in price action, and right now you are once more seeing that the majority of the market is in losses. So this is showing us that it is a right time so far to purchase Bitcoin. So perhaps you're going to see even further decline, but as I explained priorly, we are right now retesting and seeing a very similar market structure as we have seen before. So that is something that you do not want to forget. So this being said, I would like to place actually a red or yellow box, and I'm going to do so. So guys, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm going to place this beautiful yellow box. Yes, perfect. And what you can see is that the yellow box is right now actually our stronghold of support. So what is important right here is that we are actually trading above this stronghold of support. Why is this the case? It's because if we do actually not hold strong on top of this yellow area, it is quite likely that we are going to see an even further decline. But please, people and guys and everyone watching so far, do you really think that we are going to see Bitcoin once more break even further below the $30,000? I personally must say that I do not think this is a really logical option, because if we head once more towards the $30,000, I personally would be very, very amazed by it. But as well, I personally would be purchasing crypto, and especially Bitcoin, because it's such a cheap price, and I think the majority of us will be doing so. So it is quite unlogical for Bitcoin to right now be breaking down even further down below the $29,000. So this is a critical zone of support where we are currently trading above. And right now I would like to start by discussing the most interesting actually pattern that we are seeing right now on the daily time frame. So as I said previously, we have seen multiple touch points below this descending resistance. We have seen multiple touch points on top of this descending support, and therefore this is a confirmed falling wedge pattern. As well, what you can see here is that if I look at the $40,000 range and $40,719 range, we will see a level of support. Clearly, right now the current candle did clearly got supported right there. We are seeing a wick getting created, And I think this is quite significant because if we hold strong on top of this range, we could perhaps see a breakout occur above this descending resistance and continuation of momentum towards the upside afterwards. So that is for sure one of the possible scenarios. Well, this being said, I would like to enable right away the moving average. So if we take a look at the 200-day moving average, something I think is quite unfortunate is that we did not see a support being found on top of this area. So, and we are as well seeing a few comments in the description. I would like to discuss those as well. Also check out Stutch RSI, and weekly is more reliable. And of course it will decline on the 30k because BTC corrected every bear market at least to the 680, which is around 26k. So 26 is my minimum correction target in the bear market. Yes, I do agree that we could see a further decline, but I personally must say that I totally not agree with the fact that we are in a bear market right now. I must say that we are seeing a correction on Bitcoin. I won't deny that. But if we look at the market structure, still, we are seeing quite a, I would like to say, steady market structure. We are still seeing support being found so far. If we do see a further decline towards 30k, I might become more bearish. But right now, I am not seeing any reason to have a concern, because if we are able to hold strong on top of this $40,000 range, I personally do not think that we are going to experience even more decline in price action. But if we do not hold strong on top of this area, I personally think, yeah, we might see even further decline. And yes, you're right, we could head towards the $26,000 range. But so far, it's not the case, and we could still see right now a major stronghold getting created, especially because we experience resistance underneath this level, support on top, and as well resistance underneath priorly. So it is actually a very important level where we are currently trading at. And let's take a quick look at what I was personally saying before I discussed this so far. So what is important to know is that the 200-day moving average is actually perfectly aligned with the $46,679. And what is important about this range? Well, if we place a fixed range volume profile from swing low towards swing high, you can see that it's perfectly aligned. It's perfectly aligned around this area. So meaning that the most amount of volume was actually traded at $46,679. This is very important because if we do actually increase right now in price action, find a support zone on top of this $40,719 area, it is actually likely that we are going to perhaps retest this area or see a breakout occur and an increase afterwards. For sure, this is if we do hold strong on top of the point where we are currently trading at. But if we head towards the $46,679, it is absolutely a very concerning range, because we have seen that much amount of volume traded at that point in time, and therefore we must break out above this area, find support on top of it, and see further continuation afterwards. Otherwise, if we do actually get rejected underneath this range, it is absolutely likely that we are going to head for sure towards the 30k range once more. So these are the things that you would like to take into consideration. Also, if I enable the EMA ribbon, what you're seeing right now on the daily time frame is that it's perfectly aligned with this descending resistance, meaning that if we are going to see right now an increase, we have to not just break out above this descending resistance, we are also having to retest the daily EMA ribbon, and even more importantly, as I said previously, this horizontal level of resistance at $46,679 that will be very difficult to break out above. So if we would like to see right now momentum towards the upside and major movement getting started, we have to see major momentum towards the upside. So that is something that does concern me. But as I said previously, if we hold strong on top of the $40,719 range, I do not think that there is any reason for concern right now. Also, if I enable the RSI, what you're seeing so far on the daily time frame is something that I think is quite good. The reason why is because you can clearly see that we are breaking down below the dotted line. Therefore, it is highly likely that we are going to actually be able to find a stronghold where we are currently trading at, and it is actually showing me that we could expect an increase of price action getting started. So this is actually more than good to me. I think that this RSI looks very healthy on the 1 hourly time frame, and I am not concerned about the development so far. Also, if I place a trend line, what you can see is that we are seeing this, well, descending resistance as well on the RSI. And what is important to notice right here is that we would like to see a actual increase on the strength index breaking out above this descending resistance, because if this occurs, further increase in strength is likely to occur, and this would be actually very good to see as well for further continuation and a possible breakout occur above the $679, that major level that we have to break out above. Otherwise, further decline is likely to occur. This being said, I would like to discuss as well the RSI on the 4 hourly time frame. Absolutely important to take into consideration as well. We are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergences. The RSI is actually quite similarly structured. We are as well seeing this descending resistance that we would like to see a breakout occur above and continuation of that strength towards the upside afterwards. And absolutely important, we have plenty of space to see that increase in price action. So this is looking very good to me. And what I think is absolutely important is that we are already breaking down below the dotted line. Therefore, if we do right now see a stronghold getting found on top of this $40,000 and 719 range, we could afterwards expect major movement towards the upside. So that is actually looking very good to me. So right now, I must say that I'm not agreeing with most of the people who are saying this is a bear market, because Bitcoin does look to hold very strong on top of this $40,000 range where we are currently trading at, on top of the yellow box. So if we do not break down below this area, I'm actually not seeing any reason to freak out or, well, be right now very, very concerned about Bitcoin's price action and that we are going to see major declines taking place. Well, I'm also going to check out the comment section, and we're going to take a quick look at Arizona Bitcoin Slim. Check also out the 50-day EMA. We lost it and did a bearish retest. Last time we did that was 2 times. One time during the COVID crash, and the other one was the beginning of 2018 bear market. Well, let's take a quick look. Let's go towards the daily time frame, and I'm going to place the EMA ribbon on a 50-day moving average. So 50-day moving average on the daily time frame. Let's take a quick look at what we're seeing. Yeah, well, we clearly broke down below the 50-day moving average. That is for sure a option, and right now I'm not seeing a bearish retest underneath this moving average. I must say we have been trading underneath this area, but we did not see any type of touch point anymore occur. So that is for sure not the case. Perhaps you were meaning on the 4 hourly time frame or another time frame, not sure. But if we head towards the 2018, right here, well, you can see as well here we did break down below it, and we did retest here once. Afterwards we saw a further decline before we reached eventually our bottom way further down below. So yeah, I do see the similarities on the daily time frame, but I must say that I do not totally agree that this could be a yeah, well, this does seem to me as a possibility to see further decline, but as I'm personally a more believer, if we see just the 200-day moving average, as I said previously, I think the 200-day moving average is a more important indicator, and that one is perfectly aligned with the $46,679 as well as the EMA ribbon. So this will be a very difficult level to break out above. If we do right now see a further increase breaking out above this descending resistance, I personally think that it will be for sure a very difficult level to break out above. But if we do have enough momentum towards the upside, it could be quite likely that we are going to experience a trend reversal. So yeah, I'm also seeing that we could see a monthly crossover on the MACD. Yeah, that is for sure a very likely option and possibility, but it could occur and we could expect, well, momentum towards the downside, as we did see, yeah, in 2018 during the bear market. But as I said previously, I personally do not think this is an option. Only once we break down below the $40,000 range, I will be more bearish on the price action of Bitcoin. So far, if we are actually holding strong on top of this $40,000, $719 range, I do think that there are still many options available to see further continuation to momentum towards the upside. And for sure, if we do see a clear breakout occur above this descending resistance, afterwards finding support on top of this $46,000 679 major resistance, it is likely that we are going to see a continuation of momentum towards the upside, heading towards this price target at approximately 67,000 US dollars, where we could perhaps be heading towards. So that is for sure important to me. 67,000 US dollars price target if we break out above this descending resistance and are able to hold strong on top of the 46,679, heading back up all the way. This being said, lastly during this video, or well, lastly during this Bitcoin discussion, I would like to place this Fibonacci retracement. And what I think is actually very important to see is that on the Fibonacci scale, well, I don't think that this is quite a good one to look at. I will be looking at this Fibonacci retracement. It's exactly the same, but therefore we can discuss a bit more what the Bitcoin price action is doing so far. And what you can see is that at 37,778, we are seeing a stronghold at 0.786 Fibonacci. So what I would say is, yeah, we could perhaps see that further decline towards the $37,000, but if we head towards the $37,000, I must agree with the comment section that we are going to see a crossover on the monthly time frame on the MACD, and therefore we could expect even more decline in momentum. I'm just drawing right now fastly this falling wedge, and what you see is that we could still be heading all the way towards the $37,000 if we get rejected underneath this descending resistance and go straight back down, found support on top of this ranges, perhaps seeing a breakout occur at this point in time. But as I said previously and multiple times during this discussion, is that if we do not hold strong on top of this $40,000 range, I will be more concerned about Bitcoin's development. But so far, if we do hold strong where we are currently trading at, I am not very concerned at all. So that is something I wanted to say for sure. And what I must admit is that I would highly appreciate if someone could place a request down below in the description so I could discuss that cryptocurrency for you, and so you could see what my personal opinion is on the price action of the cryptocurrency of your own choice right now. Also, I'm going to take a quick look at the comment section. What I'm seeing here is okay, short term, I think we're gonna head back to 36,537 and then bounce back to 45 to 47k, and from there we're gonna get rejected, and then the final shakeout gonna happen. Can you also check out Theta? Of course I can check out Theta. Thank you very much for your request. I must say I do appreciate your opinion, I really do. And if you like the content, do not forget, guys, to give me those thumbs ups down below, and will be absolutely highly appreciated. And what I think is important to know is that, yeah, of course, there are multiple possibilities, but what I've said previously is, of course, the possibility in the short term that I'm looking at. And what I personally think is that if we hold strong on top of the $40,719 during the couple of hours, it is absolutely likely that we are going to see major move towards the upside. But we have also to take into consideration that the CME futures has closed due to the fact that the weekend will be closing shortly, due to the fact that the weekend is almost there, and we could perhaps see this weekend a CME gap either towards the up or towards the downside, and that is something I'm looking absolutely forward to, and I personally think that most of you are as well. So this being said, for the people who do not know Theta, I'm going to take a quick look at Theta on CoinMarketCap. Amazing cryptocurrency. Yeah, I must say Theta, just regular one. Theta Fuel, it's a rank 39 cryptocurrency, if you do not know this. And if you can see the all-time high, we are right now, we saw its all-time high, and we have been in a decline for quite a while so far. So let's get a quick look at Theta on TradingView. So, well, let's see. I will be placing it right here, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but let's see so far, guys. Theta. Well, it looks like a lot of lines right here on this chart. I will be removing drawings. Perfect. There we are. Well, what you can see here right away is that we have been in quite a long decline in price action. So this is for sure something that I think is good to see, due to the fact that it is actually showing us that it might be a good buying opportunity for this cryptocurrency. So that is something I always want to take advantage of, because I think you want to actually, well, buy your cryptocurrencies against, well, what the regular people do. Well, most people are, well, almost always wanting to purchase the cryptocurrency at a certain price. And what I personally think is absolutely important to do is to check out once there is a good opportunity out there. And what you're seeing here is that we have already experienced multiple months of decline in Theta's price action, and therefore right now I think this is an incredible opportunity to purchase Theta at these cheap prices. So for sure, absolutely important. I will be placing a Fibonacci retracement from swing low towards swing high on the daily time frame, and what you can see is that we are right now currently retesting the 0.786 at $4.02. So that is for sure important. And what is actually very important to me is that if we take a look at previous data, we found resistance underneath this level, we found support on top of it as well. Just a couple of weeks ago, we found support on top of this range as well. And right now we are retesting it once again. So therefore, this is a very important level of support. And it's clearly showing us that due to the fact that we have been supported multiple times on top of this range and as well experienced resistance previously, it is a great possible level to accumulate Theta. So if you're right now not yet invested in this cryptocurrency, do not forget to do so. And if you are searching for a platform to purchase or trade Theta, do not forget that down below in the description, you will be able to earn up to 4,100 USD Tether deposit bonus by using the link down below. And this is only for first time depositors, so do not forget to do so. And most importantly, you will be supporting the channel as well by doing so. So thank you very much already. Well, what we would like to see ideally on Theta Fuel is actually, just Theta, not Theta Fuel, that's a different cryptocurrency, is a breakout occur above this descending resistance. So we would like to see a breakout occur above it, find support on top of it, and experience momentum towards the upside. Why? It's because we have seen multiple touch points below this descending resistance. Therefore, this is a confirmed descending resistance for quite a long period of time already. And if we do not see a breakout occur above this range, but instead get rejected once more, we could experience even more decline in price action. So that's for sure something you would like to monitor closely on Mana's price action right now. Theta's price action right now. As well, if I take a look at this point here, I would like to select a trend line and see if we are able to place it like this. I personally would say we are. Yes, we are. Just zooming in a bit further to see if it's correctly placed. Well, guys, if you do not agree with me, please let me know in the descriptions. But I personally think that this is, of course, a confirmed pattern. We are seeing touch points on top and as well underneath the descending resistance. We are seeing touch points on top of this ascending support. Clearly, we saw a touch point here. We have seen a small touch point, actually just a very, very small touch point on top of it. Actually, it did not see a clear touch point, but we got supported near this range at approximately the 19th of July during the downtrend after May. And right now we are seeing once more a support being found on top of this area with already 2 touch points on the daily time frame. So I would like to confirm this so far. And what I think is important is that we are right now seeing this, well, I would like to say symmetrical triangle taking place on the daily time frame on Theta Fuel. So therefore, if we do right now see a further increase above this descending resistance, breaking out above it and see momentum towards the upside, it will be, of course, very significant momentum. So that is absolutely very important. And thanks for the analysis on Theta. I think the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves gonna be big. I'm gonna start accumulating here, and yeah, of course, I really appreciate this, and I think most importantly, all of us must have this positive attitude towards this decline, and right now the perfect opportunity to purchase Theta at these cheap prices. So I do totally agree, and if I see this chart right now, I would actually say to anyone I actually know, purchase this cryptocurrency because I truly believe in the project as well. And I think right now you are just able to purchase at such cheap prices that this is almost a no-brainer for me, if I must say, be honest to all of you. I think this is just a great opportunity to purchase this crypto. Well, this being said, let's discuss a little bit closer up what we are seeing as levels of support and resistance. Yeah, we are right now currently retesting the 0.786 at $4.02. Great opportunity to buy some Theta right here, and we are clearly finding support on top of this area as well. So that is important to me for sure. If we enable the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that this is right up top of us. We retested this range and we are experiencing resistance underneath it. So what we ideally would like to see is a stronghold getting created where we are currently trading at, and afterwards a breakout occur above the EMA ribbon, getting supported by it, and see a further continuation of momentum towards the upside. So this is clearly looking absolutely good to me. What else are we seeing? If we enable the 200-day moving average, you can clearly see that it's perfectly aligned together with this descending resistance. So if we are right now going to see an increase and a breakout occur above this descending resistance, finding support on top of it and seeing further continuation towards the upside, you have to take into consideration that we are as well breaking out above the 200-day moving average on the daily time frame, and therefore this is a very, very important breakout, meaning that we could see exponential growth afterwards, and as well a clear trend reversal getting started and heading towards a new all-time high. So this is absolutely something you would like to monitor closely, and as well take into consideration if you are right now willing to invest in Theta or already invested in this project. As well, if we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, what you can see is that we retested already twice, or I must say we broke out above the 200-day moving average. We found support on top of it, or struggled for a while on top or underneath the 200-day moving average. Afterwards, we saw this further decline, and right now, as I said previously, we would like to see that increase in price action, heading towards a retest underneath this descending resistance, eventually seeing a breakout occur and a trend reversal getting created. So a very, very important price action so far. Also, on the 4-hourly time frame, if we enable the EMA ribbon, it is clearly serving as a level of resistance. So it will be, yes, difficult to see right now a stronghold getting formed. And therefore, I would like to enable right away the RSI on both the 4-hourly, 1-hourly, and daily time frame to see if we are going to experience a stronghold right now. So on the 4-hourly time frame, what we are seeing is that we do not see any type of bullish nor bearish divergences, or well, you could say this is a minor bullish divergence, but no, I'm sorry guys, I must take back my words. We are clearly seeing a bullish divergence. We are seeing this minor higher low on the chart, and we are as well seeing this for sure lower low on the RSI, meaning that we are experiencing a bullish divergence. And for sure that is good to know, due to the fact that it is clearly going to help us hold strong on top of the $4.02 range where we are currently trading at. And what is even more important is that we are very far below on the RSI. So if we are going to see right now a further increase in price action, we still have plenty of space to do so. And as well, we could see major continuation of momentum towards the upside. So that does look very good. On the 1-hourly time frame, we are seeing actually as well something I think is very important taking place. We have been seeing actually this even lower lows getting formed. So if I take a look right here, you can see lower lows on the chart, and we have seen higher lows on the RSI as well, a bullish divergence. So this looks very good on the 1-hourly time frame. And what I think is important to know is that we as well have plenty of space to see further continuation towards the upside, due to the fact that we are trading underneath the 50 range, and therefore could see further increase for sure. So that is actually very good on the 1-hourly time frame. And lastly, on the daily time frame, what you're seeing is not a bullish or bearish divergence, but we are trading quite far below. So if we right now see a further increase in price action, it is absolutely likely to occur. So that is absolutely important. Lastly, during this analysis on Theta, I would like to look at the MACD. So if we take a look at the MACD, you can really see that we already experienced a crossover on the daily time frame. This is actually concerning me due to the fact that it could show us that we are not going to be able to see that breakout occur above the descending resistance. So this is for sure something you would like to take into consideration, because if we do break down below this level at $4.02 of support, it is actually high likely that we are going to experience even further decline in price action, but not towards this one range of Fibonacci at 59 cents. That is absolutely nuts. I do not think this is going to occur, but if we zoom out to previous data, what you can see is that if we place a few horizontal lines, we are going to sorry guys, I hope everything's still there. Yeah, everything is. But if we zoom in a bit closer, place this beautiful horizontal line, you can see that we will be able to see multiple strongholds of support and resistance underneath us still, if we do see further decline in price action. So if we right now see a further decline underneath the $4.02, for sure we could perhaps experience a breakdown heading towards the $2.98. But if we hold strong on top where we're currently trading at, we could experience major movement towards the upside, eventually heading straight back up above the $6.71, finding support on top of it and heading once more further towards the upside. So that is absolutely important. On the 4-hourly time frame, we are seeing the opposite taking place. What I think is very important is that we experience already momentum towards the downside, and we are heading towards a crossover. So if we see during this weekend major continuation of this momentum towards the upside, we could as well see once more continuation towards the upside getting started on the daily time frame on the MACD. So that is something that I think is as well a possibility. So as I said previously, monitoring the MACD right now on the daily time frame is of utmost importance, but on the 4-hourly time frame we would like to see momentum towards the upside getting started, especially because we saw that on the RSI and as well on other, and as well the MACD could be able to see momentum towards the upside getting started. So that is absolutely good to know. And if we place this minor trend line for the immediate short term, this is absolutely the pattern you have to monitor closely, or well, the trend line you would like to monitor closely, because if we break out above this descending resistance, we could see more momentum towards the upside. Because if we enable the EMA ribbon, you can see that we will be breaking out above the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame, and therefore see support being found on top of it instead of resistance, and see more movement towards the upside getting started. So thank you very much for watching until now. I really hope you appreciate the video and the content, and if you did, do not forget to give me those thumbs ups down below. It will be so highly appreciated, guys, so thank you very much already. And let's get a quick look at the comment section. So what I'm seeing here is Arizona Bitcoin Slim, can you check RVN coin? Of course I can, but I'm seeing as well Isai Vasquez, thank you sir, your analyze so you like HBAR, keep making daily YouTube videos. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you being here, Isai. And as well, the graphs, please. I can see it hit $3. And yeah, I do agree with that. I think the graph can hit $3 for sure. So that is something that will only be a matter of time, as I would like to say. And I'm seeing as well Sumit Gupta as well. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. And he's saying sold. So a lot of Solana out there. So Eric, Arizona Bitcoin, I must say I already discussed a few of your own personal choices. Therefore, I'm going to head towards the graph, the choice of Isai, because he just joined the live stream, and I think that's a fair treatment. Heading towards the graph. So this is the graph US dollar chart on the 4-hourly time frame. So as I said during previous videos, on the daily time frame, what we are seeing is actually something quite important. We are seeing something similar occur right here. We have seen multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. Therefore, if we would like to see further increase in price action, it is absolutely important to see a breakout occur above the descending resistance and momentum towards the upside getting started. For sure, absolutely crucial. As well, if we head towards a near closer look on the 4-hourly time frame especially, what you're seeing here is something quite important. Why? Well, if we select this trend line just like that, and we place a, well, no, I wouldn't place it like that. Well, I must say I thought these were a bit more possible. I do not think this will be a great idea. No, I must say this is not a correct pattern. And let's take a quick look. And thank you very much, Arizona, for watching this live stream. I really appreciate your support, and I really hope you enjoy the content. So thank you very much, guys. And I'm seeing here at the graph, well, I would actually like to take a quick look at what we are seeing on the overall trend. What is important to me right here? Well, for sure, underneath us, the 48-cent range. Why is this so important to me? Is because previously we did actually find support on top of this area. We did see support on top of it, resistance underneath. We have seen as well clearly support on top of it being found. Therefore, I think it is absolutely an important range underneath us. If we do not see a stronghold getting found where we are currently trading at, it is quite likely that we are going to see a further decline occur towards the $48 range. That is for sure something I think is very important to see. So let's see and zoom in a bit further. What I think is actually quite good to know is to place a fixed range volume profile. So if I place a fixed range volume profile from swing high towards swing low, what you're seeing is that the most amount of volume was actually traded in immediate short term at 94 cents. Therefore, I would like to just place this thin line right here. And what you're seeing is that this will be a level of resistance above us that will be difficult to break out above. So this is something you want to monitor very closely, and that is for sure absolutely important. Well, of course, I'm seeing here as well, Evi Vasquez, thank you, sir, 48 cents. I'm going to buy a lot. And yeah, of course, this is an amazing opportunity to buy this cryptocurrency. And as Isai said as well, $3 is for sure a target that I personally think will get reached by this cryptocurrency, and purchasing it right now is actually just such a great buying opportunity. So yeah, of course you have to do your own due diligence, but I personally would right now like to invest in this crypto for sure. I do already own a lot of the graph, but yeah, it doesn't actually seem to me as a bad choice so far to purchase this right now. As well, if you do not yet own a crypto wallet, or if you would like to start purchasing cryptocurrencies, do not forget to use the link down below in the description. You will be able to earn up to 4,100 USD Tether deposit bonus by using the link down below, and you will be also supporting the channel by doing so. So that is absolutely amazing. And let's take a quick look as well what we are seeing on the chart so far. So if we zoom out a bit further, what you can see is, perhaps on the daily time frame, it might be better to see this. We could say that we are seeing as a pattern. I'm going to try to place it on the daily time frame. It is a descending resistance. Clearly, we are clearly seeing this descending resistance. What does concern me is actually the support range right now. So if we place it like this, I would actually still count this as a valid pattern. Yeah. So if you do not agree with this, please let me know in the description, and I would like to tell you why I personally would say this pattern is correctly placed, especially because we have already seen multiple touch points below this descending resistance. Therefore, this is a confirmed descending resistance line, and we have as well seen multiple touch points on top of this descending support. So I would like to call this a falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame, meaning that if we break out above this descending resistance, we could see an increase breaking out all the way towards this point in time where we did saw the beginning of the descending resistance area at $1.20. So that is for sure something that could occur if we break out above the descending resistance right here. So yeah, we could right now see a further decline because we are not able to break out above this range and see that continuation towards the upside, but we are still able to find support on top of this descending support range. So that is absolutely very important. What else are we looking at? If we place the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that this is perfectly aligned with this descending resistance, and therefore it will be very difficult to break out above this area right now due to the fact that the EMA ribbon is serving as a level of resistance. And therefore I'm actually as well convinced that the $48 range is likely to get reached. So that is something you would like to take a look at right now. If we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, yeah, we are seeing exactly the same. We are seeing the EMA ribbon as a level of resistance above us, and as well perfectly aligned with this descending resistance. Therefore, it will be a very difficult level to break out above, find support on top, and see further continuation towards the upside. But it is something you would like to monitor closely. So that is, of course, very, very important. Also, let's take a quick look at the EMA ribbon. At the MACD and the RSI. So if we look at the MACD, on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see that the graph is actually looking very good to me, especially because we have already experienced momentum towards the downside. And what I think is absolutely important is that we are right now seeing a decline in momentum taking place, and we are heading towards a crossover. Therefore, we could experience momentum towards the upside enough to break out above of this descending resistance and experience that major movement towards the upside, heading towards a retest underneath the 0.82 cents and as well the Fibonacci range of 0.786. So this is of course one of the possibilities right now if we do see a crossover occur on the 4-hourly time frame. As well, if we head towards the 1-hourly time frame, we already experienced momentum towards the upside. What I think is good to know is that we are seeing as well a decline of momentum towards the upside on the 1-hourly time frame. So this could lead to a crossover as well right here, and momentum towards the downside getting created. So yeah, it is possible that we are going to experience a momentum towards the upside, but therefore we have to see an increase in price action during the upcoming hours. Otherwise, it is more likely that we are going to see even further decline due to the fact that we are heading towards a crossover on the 1-hourly time frame. If we take a quick look at the daily time frame lastly, you can see that we are as well heading towards a crossover. So this is clearly showing us that we are more likely going to see a further decline instead of a movement towards the upside taking place within the upcoming hours. So heading towards the 0.48 cents is actually the target range where I personally think that the graph will be heading towards. Lastly, during this cryptocurrency or during this discussion about the graph, I would like to take a look at the RSI, but before doing so, I would like to discuss the comment section. So what I'm seeing here is that Isai Vasquez says, I see the dip, then a break of resistance. So yeah, I personally think it is likely, yeah, to break down towards the $48 cents, hold strong at this area, and see afterwards movement towards the upside, breaking out above the descending resistance. But of course, that is something you would like to monitor very closely. If we take a quick look at the RSI on the daily time frame, it does look very good to me. We are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergences, but what I think is good to know is that we are below the 50 range. Therefore, if we do right now see a decline towards the $48 cents, it is possible, but if we do decline too much, we will be eventually breaking down below the dotted line on the lower part, and therefore expect a reversal in momentum or in strength, sorry, and a stronghold getting created on top of the $48 cents range, and afterwards movement towards the upside. So this looks very good to me. And as well, if we take a look at the RSI, what you have to take into consideration is that we want to break out above this descending resistance. Otherwise, it is likely that we are going to see further decline in strength and as well further decline in price action. If we break out above this descending resistance, we could see momentum towards the upside taking place. So that is something important to me. On the 4-hourly time frame, if we look at the RSI, let's take a quick look a bit closer. Just give me a small stat. We are seeing a minor bullish divergence. Why is this the case? Well, most of you might already notice, but we are seeing a lower low on the chart, and we are seeing as well a higher low on the RSI. This is clearly a bullish divergence, and it is holding on strong where we are currently trading at approximately $61 cents. So this does look good for the immediate short term on the 4-hourly time frame, and therefore we could perhaps see that crossover on the 4-hourly MACD. But of course, we have to monitor very closely because a further decline I personally think is more likely to occur. But due to the fact that tomorrow it will be Saturday, it could perhaps be a possibility to see an increase in price action and more momentum towards the upside afterwards, heading towards a breakout above this descending resistance, and as well, as I said previously, towards the price target of $1.20. So this is something you want to monitor very closely for sure. So thank you very much for this analysis. I really hope you enjoyed it so far. If you did, do not forget to give me those thumbs ups down below. It will be so highly appreciated, guys. So that is absolutely amazing. And as well, what I think is good to know is that I would like to discuss right now another cryptocurrency of your own choice. And therefore, I would like to ask you, please leave a comment down below so I could take a look at the cryptocurrencies you would like me to discuss so far. This being said, I also see that the have already subscribed, already a few people have been following me on Twitter. Already 11 persons joined my Twitter during this live stream. I truly appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, well, followed me on Twitter, do not forget to do that right now, because you won't regret that. You will be kept up to date about all development on this channel, and you will be able to find the link towards my Twitter underneath this video in the description below social and info. So that is absolutely crucial information so far. And if no one does have a request right now, I will be actually looking at Solana, a request from Sumit Gupta earlier during this live stream. So therefore I'm going to select Solana right now, take a quick look and see what we are right now, well, looking at. For sure I'm going to remove the lines that I do have placed by myself. And what is important to do right now? Well, I'm going to head towards the daily time frame, and I'm going to look at the Solana price action from another point of view. Why is this the case? Is because I would like to take a look at right now at the market structure. So what you could see priorly is that we were clearly forming these higher lows. We were heading towards the all-time high. We were seeing this beautiful parabolic run up. You could clearly see that we were actually inside of this curve trend line. We were seeing this parabolic increase in price action, and we broke down below this area, and right now we are seeing this decrease taking place. Yeah, this is of course something that we are all not very looking forward to, and of course this is something that actually is a part of crypto, creating lower highs every time, and as well seeing these lower lows getting formed. So that is of course very important. We have to monitor this, well, movement towards the downside, and let's take a quick look if we are seeing any type of possible, well, levels of support and resistance. Therefore I would like to place a Fibonacci retracement from swing low towards swing high at its all-time high. And what you are clearly seeing is that we are actually holding strong, or actually trading underneath the 0.5 at $144. So that is something I think is good to know, because if we do see a stronghold underneath this level, it could perhaps mean that we are going to see even further decline towards the $115, where we priorly did get supported by this wick on the daily time frame. But that are a few possibilities. Let's take a quick look as well at the weekly time frame. I think this is very important, because if we take a look at the weekly time frame, what you can see is that we actually traded on top of the 0.5 Fibonacci, where we are right now retesting for quite a long time. So we were here for a couple of weeks, 1, 2. So let's say this one was actually rejected underneath, so I will count this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row we actually traded on top or underneath this area. Therefore I'm actually very confident that we are going to be able to hold strong on top of the price action, or the price where we are right now retesting for Solana. So Solana right now is actually retesting a stronghold of support. If we take a look at the 200-day moving average on the weekly time frame, I'm looking at the chart, and I think it is very unfortunate, but it's not loading right now. If the EMA ribbon, yes, the EMA ribbon does. I think the EMA ribbon is actually just speaking for itself. It is of course very, very noticeable that we are retesting the EMA ribbon for the very first time after a long period of time. The last time we actually clearly got supported by the EMA ribbon on the weekly time frame was on the 12th of July. Afterwards we did see this incredible increase in price action, and right now we are retesting once more on top of this 0.5 range. So I think this is looking very good so far, and I personally do not have any concerns on Solana, and as I said previously, it could decline even further towards a $115 range. but at that point in time it will be a perfect buying opportunity for everyone. So if you are not yet invested in Solana, and if you are looking for a good buying opportunity, do not forget that the $115 range will be actually a level that you do not want to miss out on to purchase at that point in time. So that is something I just wanted to, well, place down in the open, because that is absolutely important. Let's get back towards the daily time frame. If we take a look here, we are seeing that the EMA ribbon is clearly not supporting the trend. We already got rejected by the EMA ribbon once, and it's for the very first time after a couple of months actually that we are not getting supported by the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame. This is of course something I think very healthy for the trend, because eventually you have to see a movement towards the downside underneath the EMA ribbon and resistance experience underneath. And for sure right now the EMA ribbon is aligned together with the 0.382 at 173 US dollars. So if we do hold strong at the top of the level where we are currently trading at and see an increase towards this 0.382 level, we could get rejected underneath it due to the fact that the EMA ribbon is serving as a level of resistance on top of us. So that is for sure something you want to take into consideration. And of course, what I think is good to know is that accumulation actually on top of the $115 and in between the $115 and $144 would be incredibly good for the price action of Solana. So that is something I wanted to tell you right away. Of course, this being said, I would like to discuss the MACD and the RSI. So the MACD on the daily time frame, well, clearly we experienced already momentum towards the downside for a couple of hours. Actually, days we have already experienced for a couple of days. I thought that was the 4-hourly time frame, but it's the daily time frame. And this looks very good to me, because if we do right now see even further decline in price action, we already experienced momentum towards the downside. So therefore, eventually we are going to get exhausted and see the momentum starting to decline, heading towards once more a crossover of momentum towards the upside. And right now we are as well not seeing any signs of any bearish signs on the MACD. What I think is important to see is that we are clearly seeing, well, this lower low on the chart, and we are seeing the momentum waves on the momentum indicator clearly creating a higher low on the MACD. Therefore, this is a bullish divergence, or well, a bullish bias indicator that we are going to see or experience price action towards the upside, or perhaps it is telling us that we are going to see a stronghold getting found where we are currently trading at approximately $144. So this does look very good on the daily time frame. If we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, it does look even better. We have already experienced major momentum towards the downside. We are seeing a decline in price action taking place, and we are heading as well towards a crossover, meaning that we are clearly setting up to see and experience momentum towards the upside. So that is actually looking very good to me. And the MACD is something that I do trust a lot. And right now, I think the MACD is showing us that we are going to create a stronghold where we are currently trading at approximately 144 US dollars. That is for sure very important. Also, during this video, I would like to take a quick look at the RSI. The RSI clearly looking absolutely marvelous on the 4-hourly time frame. We are seeing a minor bullish divergence taking place right now. The reason why is because we are actually seeing a lower low on the price action, and we are seeing a minor higher low on the RSI, meaning that a bullish divergence is seen here, and that I personally think it is guaranteed that we are going to find a stronghold where we are currently trading at and see further momentum towards the upside, perhaps retesting the 173 US dollars, getting rejected, and once more finding support on top of the 144 US dollars. So for the upcoming weekend, I personally think that this range where we are currently trading at will be the range to monitor closely and to take into consideration as a support and resistance area right now. If we head towards the daily time frame, it does actually look very good as well. We are breaking down below the dotted line. Therefore, I'm for sure convinced even more that we are going to be able to hold strong where we are currently trading at, and that we are going to see momentum towards the upside, perhaps getting rejected below the 0.382. at 107.33 US dollars, and afterwards finding support once more on top of the 144 US dollars right now. So that is actually very good. But I'm seeing as well that there's major price action going on right now, and as well my Twitter is telling me that we are seeing quite some volatility. So I would like to take a look at that for sure. And what I think is even more important is to look at this mana price action right now. So perhaps I'm going to draw this on the 4-hourly time frame to see if this is a better indication. Well, I don't think so. I think the daily time frame is actually going to be better at it. I don't think this is completely well drawn. No, I wouldn't say that this would be a falling wedge pattern. You could say so, but I personally do not agree that this is a correct pattern line, so I'm not going to discuss this right now. But I would like to take a quick look at the 4-hourly time frame if we are not seeing any type of pattern taking place that we could perhaps discuss on the Solana price action. Sorry guys, just looking at the chart for now, and well, yeah, not really. We are not really seeing a type of support. No, well, as I said previously during this video, I'm not seeing any type of falling wedge, symmetrical triangles, diamond patterns, head and shoulders. We are not spotting any of those. What would be actually an ideal scenario for Solana right now, especially after this major decline in price action, is to actually see perhaps a inverse head and shoulders pattern, but that is for sure something that could play itself out. But right now I'm actually not convinced yet that that is of course what we are going to experience. But just to show you what I'm exactly what I mean by saying this is that we could perhaps see a movement like this, for example, taking place, and see a head and shoulders pattern. Well, one second guys. Yeah, well, something like this could be the case. Inverse head and shoulders pattern could be right here what we're looking at, especially because if we do right now see an increase in price action from the point where we are currently trading at all the way towards the 0.236 at 209 US dollars, and afterwards a major decline taking place, we could start seeing a head and shoulders pattern. But I do not personally think that this is something that you want to put your hopes at, or that you should not hope to occur, because right now, as I said during this video priorly, the $115 target is for me something more likely to get reached than the 209 area. So that is something I wanted to discuss for sure. And if some of you guys do have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask those right away. I would highly appreciate to look at the cryptocurrency of your own choice. And yeah, well, please let me know what you are right now willing to hear from me, and which type of currency I should discuss, or which crypto I should discuss. You can see that the Bitcoin price actually stayed quite steady where what we discussed previously. I think it is very interesting that the development of this weekend will be absolutely important. And for the most of the people who did not see what I want to what I said about Bitcoin, what the most important things are, just a summarize, is to actually hold strong on top of the $40,719. Otherwise, if we do see further decline underneath the 30k, it will be absolutely devastating. But of course, heading towards the 25k is still a possibility. But if we zoom out a bit further, you can clearly see that we are experiencing very similar market structure as before, due to the fact that we priorly saw a breakout occur above resistance. We found support on top of it. That is exactly what we saw right here in between the 26th of July and the 30th of September. We did see a breakout occur above the horizontal level of resistance, and we found support on top of it before seeing an amazing increase, exactly the same as we did see before. What is actually important to me is that after this major increase, we did see a decline and we found support on top of previous support as well. Exactly what we are doing right now. We saw a breakout, support, major increase, support being found right now on top of previous support, and that is absolutely very similar to this market structure. So therefore we could right now expect major momentum towards the upside if this weekend turns out to be a major movement towards the upside. But of course that could be done on Monday due to the fact that we would be creating a CME gap. So that is something very important. Well, if no one does have any requests so far, I'm actually going to discuss Ethereum. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button right away underneath this video, due to the fact that you will be actually supporting the channel by doing so. So thank you very much already, guys. And as well, do not forget to join me on Twitter at ThoroCrypto. You will be able to do that as well by looking down below in the description underneath social and info, where you will be seeing my link towards my Twitter. So thank you very much already, and I really appreciate all of your support. So this being said, let's get started on what we are currently seeing on Ethereum and what I think is very important. So let's firstly remove this Fibonacci and place a new Fibonacci retracement from swing low towards swing high on the daily time frame. What I think is important right here is that we are going to zoom in a bit further, and what you're seeing is that Ethereum is right now retesting a crucial level of support. Reason why is because on the daily time frame we have seen multiple touch points underneath the 0.5 range at $3,313. We have found support on top of it. We have found support on top of it priorly, and even in the past we have seen as well support on top of this area. So this area is absolutely crucial for Ethereum's performance, and you can see here that we did actually find support on top of it even further back in time. So right now the level we are currently retesting is absolutely important, but quite unfortunately we have broken down below this range. So that is something that does concern me a bit, but right now I don't think that we are in trouble, because as well at $2,944 we are seeing as well multiple touch points on top of this Fibonacci level. So therefore this is a very significant level of support as well. But right now I do not think that we are going to reach this area in the immediate short term. Also, if we look at the weekly time frame and zoom in a bit closer, I think that we are not yet seeing anything that must concern us right now. Why is this the case? It's because if we do actually hold strong on top of the 0.5 Fibonacci at $3,313, we would still see a higher low actually getting created. Why is this the case? It's because I personally think that this low would actually be on top of the 0.618 instead of the 0.5. So therefore, if we hold strong above the 0.5 Fibonacci, we would still see a higher low. What does this mean? It actually does tell us that we are still inside of a movement towards the upside, and we are still seeing very bullish market structure taking place. So that is absolutely important to see on Ethereum. Otherwise, if we do actually see a stronghold on top of the 0.61 Fibonacci, we could compare that to the prior market structure. The reason why is because also very similar to Bitcoin's market structure, we did actually see a breakout occur above this horizontal level of resistance. We found support on top of it, and after we did find support on top of it for the second time, we did experience major movement towards the upside, creating a new all-time high. So right now we could see this as a similar price action due to the fact that we would say a breakout occurred above this range. We found support on top of it at 0.618, and afterwards we experienced momentum towards the upside. So if we do right now see once more a touch point on top of this, we could experience major movement towards the upside once again. So those are the possibilities. This being said, let's get back towards the, before heading back, I would like to discuss lastly the EMA ribbon on the weekly time frame. What I think is important is that we are still getting supported by the weekly time frame EMA ribbon, and if we do actually hold strong where we are currently trading at, I must say that I'm not concerned that we are going to see even further decline below the EMA ribbon, and the EMA ribbon becoming an actual level of resistance on top of us on the weekly time frame. If we place right away the MACD, what you see is that we already experienced momentum towards the downside for quite a while on Ethereum, and therefore what I think is important here is that I personally think we could right now only start seeing a further decline in momentum towards the downside and heading towards a crossover on the weekly time frame, meaning that it is very likely that we are going to start seeing a stronghold getting found and momentum towards the upside afterwards. So that is for sure very good to know. As well, on the daily time frame, we already experienced momentum towards the downside for quite a while. I think that is very important due to the fact that we could as well see actually the same scenario as I said before. We could see a decline of momentum towards the downside taking place, and afterwards a crossover occur, seeing momentum towards the upside once more. What is even more important, if we zoom in a bit closer, is that we are clearly seeing a bullish bias pattern, or a bullish signal right here. We are seeing a higher low on the chart, and we are clearly seeing on the waves, on the MACD waves, that we are creating a lower low. Therefore, this is actually a very bullish signal on the MACD, and it is showing us that we could expect major momentum towards the upside. Therefore, I'm convinced that we are going to hold strong on top of the level where we are currently trading at $3,313. Also, if we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, we did already experience more major momentum towards the downside. We are as well seeing a decline in momentum taking place, heading towards a crossover, and therefore I'm actually expecting to see major movement towards the upside for sure, heading once more towards a retest underneath the $3,618. That is something that you have to take into consideration right now on Ethereum, and I personally think that it is a great opportunity to purchase this cryptocurrency due to the fact that I do think that we are going to see major movement towards the upside for sure. Also, as I said during other videos during this live stream, it is absolutely important to see a breakout occur above descending resistance. That is also the case right here for Ethereum. Why is it the case? It's because if we zoom in a bit closer, well, you can clearly see that we have already experienced multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. So we have seen 1, 2, 3 touch points underneath descending resistance. Therefore, what we are actually right now wanting to see is a breakout occur above this descending resistance, momentum towards the upside, and major movement afterwards. Why? If this does occur, a breakout above this descending resistance means that we are experiencing a trend reversal, and therefore we are going to start seeing, instead of lower lows, what we have seen right now for a couple of weeks on Ethereum already, we will start seeing higher low. We will start seeing higher lows instead. So that is absolutely very important for the price action, and that would be as well a trend reversal on Ethereum. So that is something you want to consider. Also, the MACDs look very good on all three timeframes, 4 hourly, daily, and weekly. On the 4 hourly time frame, what you can see right away is that we are as well experiencing a bullish divergence on the RSI. Why is this the case? It's because we are seeing clearly a lower low on the chart, but we are as well experiencing a higher low on the RSI, meaning that we are going to hold strong on top of the price action where we are currently trading at $3,313. So that is absolutely important to me, and even more important to me is that we are going actually to see major movement towards the upside due to the fact that we have plenty of space on the RSI to see further continuation. So right now, this is not holding us back. It is actually clearly telling us that we are going to create a stronghold and that we are going to experience movement towards the upside afterwards. So that is very, very good to me. And if we also take a quick look at the EMA ribbon, the EMA ribbon is below the descending resistance, and if we are able to break out above the EMA ribbon, find support on top of it, it will be very good for the trend to see that further continuation and increase, breaking out above the 0.382 level at $3,681 US, and head straight back up towards the $41,000 $4,137 once more. So this is absolutely important for Ethereum. If we take a quick look lastly at the RSI on the daily time frame, you can see that something very important is occurring as well right here, due to the fact that we are breaking down below the dotted line on the lower part, and therefore could expect a stronghold getting created where we are currently trading at, and even more important, an increase afterwards, seeing major movement towards the upside. And that is exactly what we are right now going to experience on Ethereum, if you ask me. If you did enjoy right now this analysis on Ethereum, and you do agree with my personal theory on what we are going to expect during the upcoming days, do not forget to give me a big thumbs up down below. But something I would appreciate even more is if you could please leave a comment in the comment section, just so I know that you did enjoy the content. Also, let's take a quick look at the comment section, and what we are seeing is that someone is requesting, I must say, a cryptocurrency analysis. Let's take a quick look which cryptocurrency it is. It's NGO. No, it's VOR. So let's take a quick VOR. And not completely sure. Could you please once more send your request on the underneath so I could see what you clearly meant, because I'm not seeing any crypto so far with these exact abbreviations. MNGO, that could be mango, but I don't think that's the cryptocurrency you mean. I'm sorry. If you could please once more just send me what crypto you would like me to discuss, it won't be a problem at all. And as well, guys, something I wanted to keep here on the live stream and I wanted to show you is actually this incredible article on Cointelegraph. What I think is absolutely great to know is that Bitcoin and Ether are heading to 100k and 5k in 2022, Bloomberg intelligence. So I won't be discussing this article entirely, but what I want to say are actually a few things. And what I think is absolutely important is especially the last part right here. So let me take a quick look. So the latest Bloomberg intelligence analysis follows similar previous forecast by McGlone. In early 2021, the analysts predicted that 2022 would be a good for BTC and gold, forecasting them to hit $100,000 and $2,000 respectively. Previously, he had successfully predicted the approval of the first BTC exchange traded fund in the United States in October 2021. So this is very interesting. McLone is not alone in thinking that BTC could potentially hit 100,000. In the latest note to investors, Goldman Sachs co-head of global FX and EM strategy, Zach Panel, suggested that Bitcoin could overtake 50% of the store of value market share over the next 5 years, with BTC price potentially surging over $100,000 by capitalizing on gold's market share. So what I think is absolutely crucial, and you have to actually pick out of this article, is something very small, and that is that Goldman Sachs co-head of global FX and EM strategy, Zach Patel, suggests that Bitcoin could overtake 50% of the store of value market share over the next 5 years, meaning that experts right now of major banks such as Goldman Sachs are saying that the potential of Bitcoin to increase within the upcoming 5 years is highly likely to occur. So this is something that I'm just wanting to share to you, because I think it is absolutely crucial to know this, because I'm extremely bullish on the long-term predictions what Bitcoin could reach. And I personally think that $100,000 is still actually a real, how may I say this, it's like a price target that for me personally seems really realistic. I personally do think that if we do, I personally must say that if we overtake 50% of the store of value market share, Bitcoin won't be heading towards $100,000. Bitcoin will be for sure at that point in time reaching new all-time highs, and I personally think that the $100,000 target is absolutely completely misunderstood here, because if we do take a 50% market share, this would mean that Bitcoin would increase in market cap exponentially. Therefore, the price action of Bitcoin will also surge as well. So I am actually a true believer that $100,000 is for sure a price target that we will be reaching within the upcoming years. But eventually, I must admit that Bitcoin, personally, for me, will be heading towards way higher all-time highs. I'm not saying that it will be reaching $500,000, but I truly think that the $288,000 within the upcoming 5 years is a target level for Bitcoin that we will eventually reach. So that is something I think is absolutely good to know. And if you are actually right now interested in reading this entire article on Cointelegraph, do not forget to do so by heading towards Cointelegraph.com, and you will be able to actually see this because it was only uploaded 3 hours ago. So it's a very interesting read for all of you guys. So do not forget to do so. And actually, I want to be right now discussing the very last cryptocurrency of this evening. I really hope you enjoyed this so far. So if you are right now actually wondering which cryptocurrency should I buy, or if you are right now actually wanting to know what your personal cryptocurrency is going to do within the upcoming hours and days, please place it down below in the description, and I will be absolutely looking at it for sure. Otherwise, I will be selecting a cryptocurrency of my own to discuss during this video. So please do not forget to place your comments down below. So I'm not seeing anyone commenting so far. Perhaps there are not many volunteers. Okay, well, I do still have a cryptocurrency that I want to discuss for you guys. So I personally think that this as a lot of potential, and what I think is absolutely important is to take a quick look at MATIC. The reason why is because we have already been in a major run up. We have been creating these beautiful higher highs on MATIC, higher high, higher high, higher high, and even a new all-time high just a couple of days ago. Dude, that is absolutely insane. And yeah, well, let's take a quick look at what we are currently seeing right now. So if we zoom in a bit closer, what you're seeing here is that we are currently retesting this ascending support. Absolutely important to me, because if we do hold strong, or if we are able to close this daily candle on top of this ascending support, it will be actually very bullish to me. Especially because if we do hold strong on top of this range, it means that we could perhaps expect major momentum towards the upside afterwards, and that is exactly something I would like to see occur on MATIC. And if we do not hold strong on top of this range, I personally think a further decline is inevitable. So therefore, let's find out together what the possible scenarios are going to be right now, and what we could expect within the upcoming hours and days for MATIC's price action. Well, absolutely, let's get started by taking a quick look at the most important things, and that is actually this right here. That is the Bitcoin daily close, and what we are seeing is that the Bitcoin daily close will be closing within the next upcoming 3 hours. So we still have 3 hours and 18 minutes until the daily close occurs. So meaning is that within the upcoming 3 hours, what we would like to see is an increase taking place on MATIC to see eventually a stronghold or a support being found on top of this ascending support on the daily time frame. Otherwise, it is high likely that we are right now seeing a breakdown underneath this ascending support zone, and therefore see further decline in price action. So this is crucial 3 hours for MATIC so far. So this being said, let's take a quick look at the EMA ribbon. Well, for sure as well, looking crucial to me. Reasons why: we are currently retesting the EMA ribbon for well, already multiple times we have seen support being found on top of the EMA ribbon, and right now we are retesting it once more. What is absolutely important? Well, for sure, it's to see a support being found, as I said previously, on top of this ascending support. And as well, it would be crucial to see the daily close above this range to as well experience a support on top of the EMA ribbon. So the daily EMA ribbon is for sure right now a level of support where we would like to get supported by. If we head towards the 4-hourly, you are clearly seeing the opposite taking place. We are not anymore seeing support being found on top of it, but we are experiencing resistance underneath. And this does actually concern me right now, because we haven't clearly retested the EMA ribbon as a level of resistance. We haven't knocked on the door enough times. And what do I mean with this particular approach? Well, what I'm meaning is that what you can see is that right here we did break out above it. We did see a crossover occur of momentum towards the downside and became momentum towards the upside at this point in time. And what happened afterwards is that we did actually find support on top of it once, find support on top of it twice. So we already knocked 2 times on top of the EMA ribbon. And on the very 3rd time, it was just too much. We got clearly not supported anymore, and we broke down below it. So exactly the same has to occur on for the EMA ribbon towards the upside. We would like to see multiple knocks underneath to eventually see the breakout occur above it and continuation towards the upside. So right now it is crucial to see a stronghold getting formed on the daily time frame on top of this ascending support to see perhaps further continuation of momentum towards the upside afterwards. Therefore, let's take a quick look at the MACD. On the MACD, we already experienced for quite a while momentum towards the downside on the 4-hourly time frame. Therefore, I personally think that it is highly likely that we are going to experience a crossover of momentum towards the upside, and as well, this could be very helpful if we would see a further increase, breaking out above the 61.8 Fibonacci at $2.39, and eventually see further continuation towards the upside, due to the fact that we will be getting supported once more by the 4-hourly EMA ribbon. So that is absolutely crucial right now. Also, if we head towards the daily time frame, let's take a quick look at the MACD. We already experienced as well major momentum towards the downside, meaning that it does look absolutely marvelous, due to the fact that right now, if we do see an increase during this weekend's price action and hold strong on top of the 61.8 Fibonacci, it is likely that we're going to see a further continuation afterwards. But what is most important is that we are going to see a decline in price action, a decline in momentum towards the upside. I'm very sorry, guys. We are going to experience a decline in momentum towards the downside. So yeah, now I said it right. And that means that we could expect a crossover occur as well on the daily time frame eventually, if we hold strong on top of the 61.8 Fibonacci. Right now, I think this is absolutely high likely to occur if we experience as well a crossover on the 4-hourly time frame during this weekend and hold strong on top of this range. So of course, for MATIC right now, I am personally quite bullish. If we do actually close the daily candle on top of this ascending support, and what is actually crucial is that that will occur within the upcoming 3 hours and 13 minutes. So that is crucial for sure. Also, let's take a quick look at what we are seeing on the RSI. So if we enable the RSI, what you're seeing here on the daily time frame is a minor bullish divergence. Why is this the case? It's because we are actually experiencing this lower low on the RSI, on the chart, but we are seeing clearly a lower low on the RSI. Therefore, it is a bullish divergence, and that will clearly help us hold strong where we are currently trading at, and perhaps even see an increase in price action taking place, and as well an increase in strength. So right now, this is looking very good to me on the daily time frame. And what is even more important is that if we do see an increase in price action tomorrow, breaking out above the 61.8 Fibonacci, it will be actually high likely that we could see further increase in price action afterwards, due to the fact that we still have plenty of space as well on the daily time frame to see that increase occur before breaking out above the dotted line on the upper part, and expect a decrease in strength and as well a decrease in price action. So this is looking very good to me. On the 4-hourly time frame, you are seeing as well something important. Why is this the case? It's because you can clearly see, if we zoom in a bit closer, a lower low. It's a slightly lower low, but it is clearly a lower low. And we are seeing a higher low on the RSI, as well seeing a minor bullish divergence taking place. So therefore, this is giving me the confidence that we are going to see a stronghold where we are currently trading at, and that we could expect tomorrow to see a further increase in price action. Also, what is important is that we still have plenty of space on the 4-hourly RSI to see further continuation of momentum towards the upside before breaking out above the dotted line on the upper part, and expect a rejection or decrease in price action. So for sure, for the upcoming hours, it is very important to see a further increase right now and a daily candle close above this ascending support. And even more important for tomorrow is to see a further continuation of momentum towards the upside, and support being found on top of the 61.8% Fibonacci at $2.39, and eventually continue with the momentum towards the upside. Also, what I would like to look at is on the 1-hourly time frame, zoom in a bit closer at the current price action, and see if we are seeing and see if we are spotting any type of patterns. Well, clearly we could perhaps place a descending resistance just like this. Perhaps we could zoom in a bit further, but I'm just drawing a bit rough right now just to see what the possibilities are. And I personally think that if we place it as well here, for example, we could see a triangle like this. So also in the immediate short term, on the 1-hourly time frame, we are seeing this minor pattern And what we have to monitor closely is if we are going to see a breakout occur above this descending resistance, movement towards the upside taking place, and as well, most importantly, a stronghold getting found on top of this ascending support, or if we are going to decline further and head towards the $2.55. And what I think is absolutely crucial is that if MATIC does not hold strong on top of the 50 range of Fibonacci, it is high likely that we are going to see even one more drop taking place, heading towards the $1.71, due to the fact that this is the next level of support underneath us. So guys, I actually truly appreciate you all being here. I really hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, do not forget to give me a big thumbs up. It will be highly appreciated, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. And as well, do not forget that right now on Theta Fuel and Mana, you are actually able to purchase these two cryptocurrencies at amazing prices. Especially Theta Fuel is right now absolutely very cheap, and I would like to show you that once more. It is due to the fact that we are on the daily time frame clearly experiencing this major symmetrical triangle with multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance, and as well multiple touch points on top of this ascending support, and therefore this could potentially be a major trend reversal taking place. So right now for Theta Fuel, for Theta token, I'm sorry, not Theta Fuel, just regular Theta, it is amazing buying opportunity so far. So if you are interested in this cryptocurrency, do not forget to use the link down below in the description to earn up to 4,100 USD Tether deposit bonus on Bybit, where you are able to buy multiple cryptocurrencies around the globe and also trade those cryptocurrencies if you are interested in day trading as well. So thank you very much for watching the live stream. If you enjoyed, do not forget to give me those thumbs ups, and if you enjoyed the content and you haven't watched my channel yet, it will be highly appreciated if you could subscribe as well. Thank you very much, guys, and I would like to say have a nice weekend. Bye bye.